Welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the October reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. So Cancers, I had to redo your video because the sound quality in the last reading was terrible, and I just didn't feel like I could put it out, so I'm redoing it. I'm pulling cards from the Lenormand Oracle deck. 5-card spread for the general energies for you guys this month. One more card. One more card. Nope. Too many. One card. There we go. Ooh. So it feels like there's just a lot of confusion happening for you. Some of you might be kind of withdrawing, taking like an inner, a reflection, a period of reflection where you're kind of like withdrawing from the outside world, kind of really focusing on your internal life. We have the Ship card, which is really talking about like travel and journeying. We have the Crossroads card, which is, you know, where two roads kind of come together. It's really talking about making a decision. So some of you might be having to make a decision about a trip that you want to take, whether you want to go on this trip, or whether here with the Tower card, if you're going to just refrain from taking this trip and, you know, kind of like staying home. So it's really like a decision that has to be made. For some of you, it's not like a literal trip, you know, like actually going someplace. And for some of you, it does mean that. For some of you, it's just a metaphor for kind of withdrawing from like the outside world and really just focusing on journeying inward. This card here is the Moon card, which really is your card, right? The Moon card is usually speaking about like a revelation of secrets. And then we have the Star card, here. I kind of get the sense that this month you guys are really going to be putting yourself in a space where you're withdrawing on a emotional level, on a physical level. I feel like you're withdrawing into your home, like you might be spending a lot of time at home. You might be really focused on developing your intuitive, empathic skills. I feel like it's something that you're actually working on and taking like this journey into your inner self in order to tap into like your clairvoyant abilities or your intuitive capabilities. I feel like you're really trying to tap into your particular brand of magic. There is an overall sense of loneliness. The Tower card here really talks about being secluded, being lonely, kind of withdrawing into like the tower, away from everyone else. For some of you, it is a choice that you've made to do that, right? Like it's a choice that you've made because you kind of want to focus on your own solitude, and you want to focus more on developing and kind of honing your inner world. But for others of you, it might feel like a forced decision. For some of you, there might be some sort of secret that has been revealed to you that has pushed you into that space of making that decision. And for others of you, you might be trying to kind of navigate on like a really spiritual path. really tapping into like the spiritual aspects of your life. You might be kind of, I don't want to say like you're like becoming a nun, but I feel like you're just really like in a space where you're trying to focus on like your spirituality, tap into that aspect of yourself, and really just trying to not be very emotional about it, but just really focused on the sense of loneliness that you feel. I feel like there's an overall driving sense of being lonely and feeling a little bit secluded, whether you put yourself in that position or not. There is a sense of like loneliness throughout this reading, and it does really just feel like a sense of like taking like an inner journey this month. So let's look at the cards and see what it says for you guys. I shuffled these already, but I'm gonna shuffle them again. We'll shuffle them up a little bit more. So in your current moment, yeah, we have the Judgment in reverse, which is really just talking about making choices and making decisions for your life that best suits your life, right? At this point, it feels like you have like a decision that you have to make, and you don't necessarily want to make the wrong decision, because it feels like you might have made decisions in the past that were not necessarily the best decisions for you. And some of you might be kind of dealing with the ramifications of those past choices or past decisions, and also just having to realize that decisions that you make really do affect, you know, all the aspects of your life. You're being crossed here by the King of Cups, and this is in the upright. So there's a sense that you're having to balance your logical thought and your logical mind with your emotions, and really being able to use your emotions to guide your decision making, making your decisions from a very rational place, honoring your emotions, but not letting them overrule or overpower you. In the past, we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. And so some of you really are kind of grappling with the idea of what money means to you. Like, what role does it play in your life? Have you put it in a position where it's so important that it has separated you or removed you from people who you might really be close to? There is like a sense of like greed in the past that might have had a lot of influence on you and the decisions that you've made in the past. And so now you're kind of dealing with, like I said, the ramifications of those decisions. In the conscious realm, we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. So some of you might be kind of engaged in this debate or this argument or this quarrel or this back and forth with someone that feels like it's never going to end. It feels like you're constantly having the same argument with someone, and it could very well be that you're having the same argument with someone about money, about finances, about sharing money, about sharing finances. You might share a space with this person, share a home with this person, or just share common bills or finances that you have to share with each other. And so it's like a constant fight, and it feels like no matter how much you fight about it, it doesn't necessarily feel like, even though you feel like in some situations you might be right, it doesn't matter. Like, it's a constant fighting that's constantly happening. And we have the Eight of Swords in the subconscious, right? So this is really talking about feeling trapped. So some of you might be feeling trapped, whether you might want to move somewhere, you want to go on a trip, you want to go somewhere, but or you just want to move like your house, like you want to physically move your home, move into a new place, and it feels like you're trapped. For some of you, this is due to finances, right? You might be having a constant argument with someone, but still feeling like you can't leave because you feel kind of like tied to the space. There is like a heartbreak attached to this situation. There's like Three of Swords energy kind of like floating around in this reading, even though it's not a card, that card hasn't come out. There is a Three of Swords energy, which means that there has been something that has happened between you and the person that you've been fighting with that has left you feeling a little bit heartbroken, or you're just feeling heartbroken, and so you might be kind of tapping into that energy, and that might be fueling an argument that you're having with someone that never kind of goes away. The final outcome is the Ace of Wands. So you might be kind of channeling your energy elsewhere, really focusing on your creativity, really focusing on like an idea that you might have that you want to nurture and grow. And I feel like that's this element here is again, like I said, it's in the future, it's in the near future. I feel like that's where you're going to go. So instead of dealing with this argument, I feel like you're going to be retreating a little bit to really focus on projects that you might want to finish, or just new ideas that have come to you that you want to really focus on. So let's take a look at some of these reversals, right? We'll pull some clarifiers. Well, first of all, I want to know, what is the Five of Swords here for in the reverse? What is the Five of Swords here for in the reverse? What is the Five of Swords here for? Yeah, so we have the Four of Wands, which again, this is like foundational energy. So this is definitely someone that you live with, someone that you share space with. You might be married to them. They are your partner. And then we have the Moon card came out again. So there does seem to be some sort of secret that has come out within this family dynamic that is the cause and the reason for the fighting. What is the secret that was revealed? The Page of Wands. So I don't know if this is like a person, like it could be a fire sign person. So we have Aries, we have Leo, and we have a Sagittarian energy here. But it does feel like it's someone a little bit younger. You know, if you're younger, then, you know, this could be you. You could be the result of the arguing, or this could be the reason why you're arguing. This person here. It feels like this person is, someone might be working closely with this person or putting a lot of energy into the relationship with this person, and it feels like they're kind of turning their back on their home life. So this person might be outside of the home, but it feels like they're turning their back on their family. Or if you have a child, it feels like you might not necessarily be spending a lot of time with your child because you're putting a lot of energy into work. And so this could be you, or this could be someone that you're dealing with, but this is the reason for the fighting, like the constant fighting. And it, like I said, it feels like it's like a fight that you can't necessarily win. So I really do feel like the Page of Wands might be like just someone that's younger, that is like a younger child in your household. That might be a fire sign, that, you know, there's not a lot of energy being put into the relationship with this child. It's more being put into the energy of the actual of work itself, right? And like I said, here we have this Four of Pentacles energy. So it does feel like money, like the whole aspect of money is kind of like playing a huge role in the dynamic. And so that, like I said, is the result of like the fighting. What is the reason why the Eight of Swords is here? Why does Cancer feel trapped? So the Eight of Swords, it actually came out in the reverse. But the Eight of Swords is being clarified by the Eight of Swords. So I'm going to say this. Whenever I see the Eight of Swords, I'll show it to you because it kind of is true for both cards. It's this idea that you feel trapped. Whether you're actually trapped is a whole nother situation in and of itself. Because if you look at the cards, both cards, while the swords might be kind of semi-circling this person who feels bound and tied to a situation, if she took the blindfold off, she'd be able to see that she could kind of walk out of these swords that are surrounding her. So the idea here is that even though you might feel trapped, you might not actually be trapped. It's really a matter of thinking. It's really a matter of the way that you're looking at it. Like, you aren't trapped, you just think that you're trapped, right? And so that is something that you kind of are going back and forth with yourself. For some of you, this could be the argument here, is this argument with yourself that you don't want to leave someplace, or you don't want to go away from someplace because you feel tied to the situation, or you feel tied to the dynamic. And what is the Judgment card here for? What is the Judgment card here for? The Judgment in reverse, so, is being clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So with the two aces on the board, it does really feel like there is an opportunity for a new start. But it does feel like when I see this card, it feels like you're investing your energy incorrectly, whether that be you're investing your finances incorrectly, or you're making bad money choices, which could potentially lead to you feeling a little bit stuck, right? So you could be making bad financial choices, or you could just be investing or putting your energy into something or someone that isn't necessarily paying off. Like, it feels like wasted energy, or just investing your energy and giving your energy away, right? So let us look at the advice cards for you guys. I'm gonna get some advice for Cancer. What is the advice? Oh, we have a card that came out already. I feel like there's more. Yeah. So we have Ascension. Oh, we have 3 cards. And we have Duality. And we have Changes. So let's see. Life ripples from the smallest drop of water in a pond. The smallest of changes in one's life can bring about the greatest rewards. Think about changes you can make in your life. These do not have to be grand, sweeping changes. Judicious, small changes can add up to life changes after time. Think about small changes you can make now that will add to the quality of your life. Clean out clutter, commit to walking every night after dinner, cut out processed food from your life. Ultimately, big changes are coming your way. And the second card is, what is it? Duality. Black and white, good and evil, yes and no, up and down, and want, don't want. These are all examples of dualistic thinking. What if you banned these labels from your thoughts for a day? What would happen? Would the world end? Doubtful. Would some person get away with something? No. Would you attach less emotion to a bad situation or drama? Possibly. If that happened and there was less attached to a situation, you could keep your vibrations higher, which would enable you to deal more successfully with any situation that comes your way. Given enough time, most bad situations work out in the end. It is your choice to be drama-free or spend a lot of time and energy wasted on a situation that will turn out okay in the end. What do you choose? So this is kind of like talking about this card here, right? So this wasting time and wasting energy on, you know, a situation, or kind of like regretting a decision that you've made in the past. So, you know, I mean, you really just can't spend a lot of time and energy focused on that. You should be focusing on like the next steps in your life. You know, this fabulous project here that you're working on, this fabulous idea, you know, putting your energy into your passions, as opposed to like, you know, focused on a decision, or a decision that you consider bad that happened in the past, right? And the final card is Ascension. Some of the those following a spiritual path have ascension as the ultimate goal. However, ascension portrayed in art and literature as a great leap into instant nirvana is actually a giant work of, well, art and fiction. Rather, ascension is the process of conscious living. We're all spiritual beings. We're all souls in a human body who are living life on this earth in order to learn and to grow at the soul's level. That is being spiritual. Whether you are conscious of it or not, you're walking towards ascension. Each experience, relationship, obstacle, joy, and creation will bring you one step closer on the ladder to where we all end, with a greater awareness of ourselves than when we started out with. This situation at its best is a rung on the ladder of your soul's path towards ascension. The situation you are inquiring about is assisting you on this ladder. Work at the bigger picture and know that you are bigger than any issues or problems that you may have. So this is actually kind of like talking about like that first card that came, the first cards that came out, talking about withdrawing and kind of stepping into a space where you're focused on like your spirituality and trying to grow that. And I feel like that's definitely like the path that you're trying to take. I feel like you're going to focus less on the drama and focus more on, you know, like your inner processing, and really just focusing on making small changes in your life that will really equate to really changing your life in a very drastic way. So, I mean, all in all, this is a pretty good reading. You know, there's a lot of changes that are going to be happening, especially on an internal note, and also just working towards stepping into a space where you're feeling more spiritual, tapping into your spirituality to allow it to like lead you to make decisions in your life, and decisions that you can be happy about with in the long term. So that is the end of the reading for you guys. I am so thankful that you're here. Thank you for listening. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know, like the video, leave me a comment and let me know how this reading is kind of like working out in your life right now. Share the video with a friend who you feel could benefit from the message, and hit the bell for post notifications, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you, Cancer. Bye.